Good morning, subscribers. If you're listening to this and you have subscribed to my Patreon, and I want to say thank you. It's Sunday morning, Christmas Eve, and the sun is about to come up in a few minutes, and this is a continuation of Has the Sun Been Replaced? This is part 2. Now, if the sun creates life, can change the whole structure of life, everything that exists on this physical plane exists because of the sun and the moon. So if this sun was replaced with a simulated sun, then maybe the life affected by the sun, which is everything here, would be similar to that sun. A simulation. It's interesting because Saturn is said to be our former sun. So how was our sun replaced? And why? Why did we used to have a different sun? And Saturn, now, if you check out astrology, and I'm not an astrologist, but I've researched it a little bit, and I've had certain astrologers on my show, Robert Phoenix. Saturn has just aligned with, I think, Capricorn, right? And the last time this alignment happened was probably like in the 1600s. And wasn't in the 1600s too like a mini ice age? I wonder if it coincides with that alignment. Not to mention, Saturn, this dark force. Every planet is a demigod, its own little god. And they all have technologies. And Saturn, which is the symbol of the hexagon, the prison of Saturn, is a hexagon, a cubed hexagon. And, you know, you take David, who in the Bible conquered the area that we call the Temple Mount, where supposedly God touched down. Muhammad ascended there. Also, the Kaaba in Mecca, the black stone that I talk about of Aldebaran. This is all related. You see, I believe in 1987, Saturn hijacked the energy coming to our planet, the shift of consciousness. And now Now it's taken 30 years to come back around, December 2017, of Saturn's return. Right with the alignment, it is coming back around, and there has been the cult of Saturn, who has been trying to usher this in through rituals, through technologies, blood sacrifices, all of this. Now we have 7 planes of existence. Just like there's 7 layers of our atmosphere. Worshippers have to walk around the Kaaba at Mecca 7 times around the black stone. Representative of the 7 planes, the 7 worlds, the 7 mountains. Now, we have been lied to from the jump. I talk about at the center of this shamanic universe is the cosmic tree within yourself, within your own realms that you can tap into. I mean, they want us to believe that space is light years away and we need rockets to get there, spaceships and all of this, when actually you can go within yourself and travel light years, or whatever they want to call it. Space is interdimensional. No clue, including myself, what the true deal is. Now, they speak of the tree of life, the tree of knowledge in the Bible. Now, to me, the tree of life is our body, right? Having total knowledge of our body. The tree of knowledge is access to the holographic universe. Our astral bodies accessing information. Now, when Eve and Adam decided to disobey their orders and take from the tree of knowledge, they gained a consciousness. Right? Now, God, He then gives one of His warrior angels technology, a flaming sword, and says, go stand by the gates. Stand in front of this tree of life. Guard it. Do not let humans have any access to it. Because why? Because if we had knowledge of our bodies, if we understood our bodies so well we could cure ourselves, we would live forever. We would be gods ourselves. Now, first of all, the God of I believe in is not a jealous God. God I believe in is omniscient. He knows all. He's in everything, or he's not even a he. It's a universal consciousness. It's not some dude throwing down lightning and thunderbolts and all this shit from the sky, hanging out in the clouds. No, okay? It's a universal consciousness. It's a force. And it knows all. It doesn't jealousy is way down on the chain in beings, okay? If a being has jealousy, he is no more than a human. He just has some more technologies than us, or whatever you want to call it. But it's not too much more a step above of us. You know, the gods in the Bible, and I don't mean to offend anybody, because I had Gary Wayne on my show last night, And me and Gary are buddies, and he comes from a Christian perspective, and would totally disagree with me right now, but I show respect. I love Gary. He's a good guy. I'll have him on my show all the time, but I don't need religion like that. And I follow the scriptures, and I pretty much on the same page with most of what Gary says. But I feel the God that they're talking about in the Bible is various trickster entities posing as the God of all. Now, I do give them credit for creating this physical plane, I think, or taking it over, at least, and genetically altering humans. This they have done. But if they were the gods of heaven, why would you leave, first of all, your creation, supposedly, in limbo, right? You let us, you let us get some access to knowledge, right? You let us get access, even though we did it against orders, right? Now we have this knowledge, and now you're not going to let us have the knowledge of our body, so we're just going to wither away and die and never have meet our true potential. So why do that? Why even play with humans like they did in the book of Job and different places throughout why play with a human to prove a point? Or, a God of all would never even become jealous. Never. Because he would already know what's in your mind. He would already know what's in the other's mind. He would already know that he is the father of it all. So there would be no need for jealousy. There would be no need for fear. If you're jealous, you're afraid. And if you have fear, then you have rage. And if you have rage, then you can't be all-knowing. Because nothing was ever accomplished through rage. Rage is blind fury. And if you have blind fury, then you are nothing more than a hurricane. Now, Christmas time, and I talked about this on my show last night. Saint Nicholas is basically Odin. Same dude. Do your research. Which is a giant. One of the Nephilim. Okay, Saint Nicholas is Santa. Saint Nicholas, Odin, on his wild hunt. And look at the deer on the wild hunt. I talk about the wild hunt, and here is the goddess Diana and their deer. Look at that. Look at that. The reindeer. The magic of the forest. Now Santa, Saint Nicholas, this man, this being, is the Lord of the Underworld on his magical hunt with his pretty tame reindeer. They tame down the story, you know? I mean, and he is the Lord of Magic, Santa, with his fairies, his elves, his magical creatures. And sitting on the throne is his throne, you know, and you have children go sit on the lap of the Lord of the Underworld. Praise him and he'll give you a present. You know, so this is very crazy stuff. And, you know, honoring the Fae is putting trinkets, putting ribbons on trees and things on trees. This custom is honoring the Fae. That's what people are doing when they're putting trinkets on trees. And I just pulled into my job, so I really gotta go. And thank you, subscribers. Have a Merry Christmas. My Patreon is just growing and growing now. I will be putting more on there, so bear with me. If you've just subscribed, you will have a lot more information this weekend as we explore the car and spiral out.